I bet it's all expired now, but I've seen it. Have you guys ever seen a naked kid online? Busted.
Bottom of the barrel, sir.
I got a
So is there
question.
anything? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about this recently. On YouTube, there was a big controversy about a pedophile, but my sense of morality isn't set by the law. It's set by what I think is right and wrong. And it turned out he was an 18-year-old dating a 15-year-old, which is legal in most states, but
Right.
in Kentucky, I guess it's not. It was some sort of misdemeanor or something, but it was sexual assault, and it was just online conversation, but there was no sex. How do you justify or like how does that play out in your own head when you have different laws in different states regarding what's right and wrong?
Well, we would not do an 18 and 15-year-old. It's too close a call. Excuse me. There's a lot of pollen on the East Coast these days.
I hear that, yeah.
It just bothers my allergies. An 18 and 15-year-old, although illegal,
In some
we always
states.
thought in some states was too close a call for us. It was always 21, 22 or older, and 14 or younger, because otherwise it's a gray area. Could be wrong, could be illegal, but a gray area nevertheless.
In this case, I think I get psychologists and psychiatrists mixed up. I don't know who saw him, but he was forced to see one by the court, and they determined that these people were developmental peers, and that this wasn't like a pedophile incentivized relationship, for lack of a better term. And it was just like, man, I feel like these laws should be federalized, and there should be a national standard instead of a state by state one.
Well, that's the problem, sometimes you get into these situations where, for instance, you see in high schools, and there was a recent case in Virginia within the last year where all these kids were sexting each other, and they're all 16 years old. And then the prosecutor gets into this, and they could, charge all these kids with distributing child pornography, which is a felony. But it's pure sharing. And
Right.
so what do? And ultimately what the prosecutor did was call all the kids in and all the parents and say, hey, look, y'all got to wake up and realize what you're doing here is going to be out there forever. You don't need this, and it's harmful to a lot of people on a lot of different levels, and it allows blackmail, and it allows bullying and all kinds of things, and you got to cut it out because we don't want to charge everybody with child porn. It's not what the law was meant to do.
Yeah, sexting is a funny thing. Like the thing I've got in my head, in the same way that abstinence education is a tough thing, like it's hard to pitch a total zero. It's like, dude, you can send each other enticing pictures where you're wearing something, right? Bikinis are hot enough. Shirts or belly shirts or whatever are hot enough. If you want to do something semi-naughty, you can still be dressed where you don't have to regret this and allow blackmail and all that other crazy stuff.
Well, I know people always think, kids especially, and I say kids, I mean teenagers and college kids, and look, my guys are 23 and 21, and I have this discussion with them all the time. It's like, be careful what you're looking at and what you're doing, because, just because you think it goes away on Snapchat or Instagram in a matter of minutes, that's no guarantee. And especially because these guys are going into my business, I said, you don't want to deal with that,
Yeah, I have no idea how the accidental child porn download works either. Like, if anyone's ever been to 4chan.
Oh, of course you don't.
Well, I meant in terms of like legality. Like, I bet it's all expired now, but I've seen it. Have you guys ever seen a naked kid online? Like, it happens. People post that stuff, and you don't even have to go seek it out.
I've never seen it, and I don't want to see it. And my position on that is, and I understand what you're saying, that it can happen accidentally. But anytime an image of child pornography is viewed, it's another victimization of a child. To me, it's tantamount to raping a child, because somebody was abused to take that photo, and it's human trafficking, and it's one of its worst forms.
I agree. I was gonna ask as well. This time around, will the police be waiting for our gentleman outside? Because that's the coup de
Oh,
grace.
that's so satisfying.
That's
when
the
they
cherry
run
on
out there.
top.
Well, yes, we will have police will be doing a parallel investigation, as in most of the investigations we did in To Catch a Predator.
Right, change his mind.
That would be right next to all of us have seen child porn. I think that'd be right there. He'd be like, I've never
Join
seen
you while Chris Hansen was there. I couldn't be like, yeah, I've seen it. You know, it's on the internet. You know, when you've got like the internet's child porn like detective on the line with us, I was like,
Sometimes I stumble into those videos over.
what is
and over.
disturbing to hear that from you? Maybe we should take another look at our relationship.
No, it's just so. Sometimes you finish Reddit, and I'm like, well, let's go see if 4chan has anything. Because the one thing about 4chan's content is it's always current, right? You can't finish 4chan. There's new stuff coming quicker than you can absorb it.
A lot more OC.
And a lot more OC, yeah. So, I'll like go over to 4chan, and then you can't not see someone who seems under 18. You know, it's all over 4chan. It's
Well, you know, if you visit enough, it'll happen. It's probably I've seen it maybe like 2 or 3 times. It's usually late at night too. If you're on there, then it seems like the mods are asleep, and people like to do that. And I think that the reason that it's normally done is for shock value, and especially if it's on B or something like that. Most of the like awful things that people talk about there, it's for shock value to keep you away because you don't belong there to begin with.
either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.